I have a few friends actually that are really new to CS that didn't play much Global Offensive throughout the years, maybe way back in like 2014. So I'm making this video be for the new player. Counter-Strike 2 really might be your first Counter-Strike that you're grinding, and I'm gonna try to make a short little video to save your time and summarize everything up. I just wanted to pause this video real quick to let you know that this video is chaptered, so you can easily skip around to whatever part is important to you. All right, first time booting up the game. This is what you should do. Don't ask questions. Go to your settings. Go to audio. You can turn the main menu volume off. Leave it on if you want. But this should all be set to 0. Round start, round action, round end volume, MVP volume. You can put that at like 10% if you have a sound pack. This is the only one that's important. 10-second warning volume. On CSGO, you would put it at 10% and it would be still kind of loud. On CS2, put it about 20 to 35%, something like that. Whatever sounds the best for your headset. Depth camera volume, definitely just throw that at 0. And then this is somewhat of a new feature. You want to have this turned to yes. You definitely want the MVP music if you have MVP volume on to be turned off if you're in like a clutch or something. All right, after that, head on over to your video settings. You're gonna play full screen no matter what. If you play any other mode, you're gonna have input lag, and the last thing you want in this game is mouse input lag. After you do that, make sure you have the correct hertz set. Last thing here, go over to your advanced video tab. CS2 is still a new game, so settings are probably gonna change. I'm sure they're gonna have new updates fixing stuff. These are my settings. Feel free to copy them. Boost player contrast enabled, VSync disabled, multi-sampling, anti-aliasing mode. I personally like it on none or 2x. 4x is okay. Right now I'm currently playing none. Shadow quality on low, model/texture detail on high, shader detail on low, particle detail on low, ambient occlusion on off or disabled. High dynamic range. Some people, their PC performs better on quality. Some people it performs better on performance. I play on performance. And then for fidelity, FX, super resolution, I'm gonna leave that on disabled. NVIDIA reflex low latency was not working, so everyone had that disabled. I think it's working now. I feel no difference, so I turned it on to enable because I get better FPS. If you have a 20 series, I think a 2070, 2080, or 30 series, or even a 40 series, you can do enabled plus boost, but I have a regular 1080, so I'm gonna do enabled. Last thing before we hop in the game, you're gonna go over to your loadout. This is the new thing in CS2. In CSGO, you would have a buy wheel where you could buy every single gun, but in CS2, you have to pick your loadout before you go in. You have a CT, you have a T. It's pretty simple. It's kind of weird. Just set up your class. That is the settings portion of the video. Got the boring stuff out of the way. Thought it would be a little bit easier just finishing it here. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, this video is for newer players, so we're gonna go over some keybinds, crosshair placement, different types of peaks, so I guess movement sorta, crouching, utility, just all the basics of CS. Last setting thing I want to go over, so I lied about being done with settings. I just want to go over keybinds for utility because just do it now, get used to it early. No one wants to be that guy scrolling through nades when he's getting rushed. I'll just show you my keybinds. Use whatever is best for you, whatever you like. I use caps lock for Molly, mouse 3 I have on Zeus because I like buying that gun. Smoke is X, T is flashbang, and then HE grenade is technically 4. So you can quickly just bind and pull out any of the utility, and that's pretty important in game. You definitely want to do that. Next thing I'm going over is crosshair placement. This is just kind of the basic of the game. You always want to be aiming at head height. It's going to take a while to get used to the maps. A lot of crosshair placement is game sense and just map knowledge. If you're new, don't expect to have amazing crosshair placement, but just try to always be aiming at head level. Imagine where the player is, sorta. On CSGO, there's a lot of crosshair placement practicing maps, so like pre-fire maps. Kind of a hard thing to practice right now, but you can kind of just run over the map. I would not crouch and just practice like clearing everything with like a little jiggle. It's gonna take time to learn crosshair placement. It's gonna take time to learn recoil and stuff like that. And that's the type of thing that takes practice and you're gonna have to get good at over time. But one of the things you can easily work on and every new player has is bad movement. Kind of only peaks one way, just sort of like this, and they stand still. You'll see, if you see my view model, right now I'm counter strafing. A lot of people, especially in lower elo, peak like this. And you see how my view model kind of is like gliding to a stop instead of right now counter strafing. So when you're counter strafing, you're kind of just hitting your A key and then your D key or vice versa. So now D key, then A key. This is something you can practice just by sort of playing a lot. And if you watch the pros, they're obviously counter strafing and doing it 99% of the time. They're not really shift walking into angles ever. If they're gonna peek something, they're doing it like this. So try to get practice being able to move without walking and not making noise. So right now I'm technically like jiggling everything. This might be a harder thing for you to grasp if you're new. That is like one of the types of movement you can do when peeking. In CS2, in my opinion, I think the wide swing crouch is nerfed, but still valuable. A good thing to know is the closer you are to the angle, the faster the wide swing is gonna seem. So let's say there's an opper opping here and you're gonna wide swing. Don't peek like this. It's an easy kill. If you're gonna try to wide swing and make a miss the shot, so get close as you can to the wall, go as really wide as you can, and then crouch. Angles are something also you're gonna learn over time. You'll kind of notice there's a pattern on what I'm saying. CS is a game you have to grind. It's not something you're gonna grasp in 100 hours or even 1,000 hours. It takes easily like 10,000 hours to be remotely mastering the game. The pros are so far ahead of the average player you wouldn't understand if you're new. And one of the things people always talk about is like, oh, you're only good at CS if you're good at aiming. It just makes zero sense. Aiming only matters to a certain point. It's that game sense, that those little decisions you make. Higher level, this game is essentially chess with a gun. Positioning in CS matters a lot more than movement. Communication obviously is up there too. So we got jiggle peeking and counter strafing talked about. We got the wide swing and the crouch, the good old classic. If you're really new to this game and spraying is hard, counter strafing is hard. Everything I'm explaining right now is hard to you. Here's something that you can easily do, slowly build that muscle memory, because realistically 99% of this is all muscle memory. So whenever you're playing and whenever you're just peeking stuff, don't use your crouch key unless you really have to. I see a lot of newer players just doing this, crouch spraying a lot. Whenever they see somebody, they'll spray and then crouch. Starting your spray and crouching is like single-handedly one of the worst things you can do, especially in this game. So what you're gonna practice instead is just whenever you're moving and peeking things, even if it's a wide swing, just shoot like 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 bullets at a time and reset the spray. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna get you used to just kind of moving around and not just being a stationary target for the silvers to hit. And realistically, if you're new to the game, there's not much utility being thrown, so it's kind of who has the best movement, who has the best aim at that level. But it's always nice to know a few pieces of utility. Inferno and Mirage are the most played maps, so here's some easy smokes. Here's a CT smoke. You're gonna aim at the top of this roof. You're gonna just pull the pin, and you're just gonna take like a little step and throw. Easy as that. For coffin, you're just gonna crouch against this wall right here, and aim at the second light and left click. And then there you go, you got coffin and CT smoked. The arch one is really easy, and this one lands pretty fast. You can throw it if you want to rush or whatever. All you do is just get into this corner in alt mid right here. Crouch, aim at the top of this building, and then you're just gonna walk like one step and jump throw. You don't need a jump throw bind in this game. It's really easy, and it works every single time. A lot of people choose to not buy it just because they don't want to have it and it's like overwhelming to them. One of the nice things about utility in CS2, obviously the smokes fill up wherever you throw them. You don't have to be perfect with them, so even if you don't know lineups, you can still kind of make a smoke useful. So yeah, make sure you buy smokes at least. Mollies, flashbangs are pretty simple, you just throw them. As with everything, it takes time to get good at it, learn. The more you play, the more you'll learn, the more lineups you'll learn. Your teammates might throw a lineup and you can be like, oh, I can remember that, that's easy. And over time, you'll probably get more into CS and start Googling lineups and stuff. But yeah, I hope this was a good introduction into what I needed to talk about in CS2. I didn't go over spraying because I hope everyone understands how spraying works in Counter-Strike. If you don't, there's a video out there for you. Good luck. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's like weird tutorial. Like I said, I normally don't make videos like this, and I kind of want to make some more tutorials. They'll probably be way more in depth, but my first one for CS2, I wanted to make it as basic as possible. So if there's any new people out there getting into the game, hope this was somewhat helpful for you, or let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching.